Hello, everybody. We are live with Marisa Johnson and my buddy B2 hanging out with his toy. We are going to teach you how to get faster at any age without your knees hurting, which, I'm very excited to hear about that. Right off the bat, we already have 41 totally obsessed tennis players who want to get better. They want to get faster. You guys are the best in the freaking world. I mean, just think about this. 2:30, at least my time. I know it's 12:30 your time, right, on a Thursday, and we got
Yeah.
these people with us, Marissa. They want to get better. You are so great. You are such an inspirational person to me with everything that you do. So I just want to welcome you and tell us what you're going to be talking about today.
Thanks, Pete. I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to be talking about basically kind of helping you confront all of your limiting beliefs, maybe things that you're running into issues with when it comes to your fitness and footwork that can definitely help you with your tennis game. I know we sometimes get in our heads and it really does halt us from even pressing start or getting going. So I'm going to help you with some mental shifts. I'm going to help you kind of show you some really knee-friendly moves and progressions for any footwork. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about a program that could help you. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, we got a lot of people already coming in. Gordon Tanner, it's 7:30 his time. He's across the pond, as they say, and he's just so awesome. And Robin from Raleigh says hello. Sally says hello. Karen from Punta Gorda, which sounds really, really nice. I wish I was there with you, Karen. That sounds really, really nice. So awesome. Actually, we're going to get, how's the weather been where you are? It's been freezing here on the East Coast, but tomorrow's supposed to be nice.
It's nice here. Yeah, it's I don't even know what today's warm. It's perfect weather right now. We had a little bit of chilly weeks, but Arizona likes to trick us by giving us a warm week and then giving us a cold week.
So the title, I think, grabbed a lot of people. That's why we have a good little turnout here where you're like getting faster without your knees hurting. So first of all, a lot of people are going to kind of like, they're on here. Most of them are probably saying, BS, I am like 65. Like, I'm not getting faster. Maybe if she gives me some little golden tip, that would be good enough for me. But I don't believe I can get faster. What do you say to those people?
That's a really big one. I think what comes down to it is where there's a will, there's a way, but also speed is, and getting faster, it actually means a variety of different things. And those things are like reaction skills. They're your coordination and balance. They're even your strength, your first step power, your endurance. And you can train getting faster or speedier through patterns. What I'm going to be showing you later, I'm going to just be showing you some patterns. And when you learn those patterns, you hear about footwork patterns, right? When you learn those patterns and really take it slow, in fact, it's actually recommended to take it slow so you actually know what you're doing and you're getting the rhythm, then you're going to just automatically get faster without even hurting your knees, without even like doing so much. I have so many like 65 plus players that get my program and they are blown away. They're so excited to get faster and they notice it even within the first week. So it's definitely very powerful and you always just start where you are. So we're definitely going to start where you are today. We're going to help you to kind of first let you know that this is possible. I see it all the time. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, this isn't going to work for me, or I'm too old, or that's BS. You have to know that there are people your age and even more that are doing more, and all they're doing is showing up and they are getting the results because of that. So you got to get out of your head, otherwise you're dead.
I love that. And I just want to give somebody a shout out. I'm pretty sure behind that handle, Senior Tennis Unpacked, is Mike Rogers. Let me know if I'm right, Mike. And I noticed you came across my feed this morning of all days with your new podcast. You are at 600 subscribers. You're 67 years old, I think you said on the pod. Mike's been following us for a long time, and he's talked about that he feels like he's still getting better. He's a super passionate guy, and I want to give him – he goes, yes, that's me. And I want to give him a special shout out. I love your new podcast, and I just know you've loved tennis for the longest time. So that's awesome. Another,
Yeah,
another,
that's
another,
awesome.
yeah, another totally obsessed tennis player who I know he follows me a lot, but he also follows you. And maybe you could just talk about his improvement just to show what is possible. When you go all in on something, good results follow. And Mark Wesselman, who has he's got, I don't know if he's here with us right now, but I mean, that guy just stands out to me. I think he's 65 years old now. And since I've known him for like the last 4 or 5 years, he's gone from a very middle of the road 4-0 to 3-5 to a strong 4-0. And a lot of his strokes even look like 4 or 5 strokes. So he's worked with you a good amount too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he actually did my complete tennis transformation. We spent a year together working through his mental transformation, just believing in himself, confidence, all the technique, and a lot of the fitness and footwork too. And he is proof that it doesn't matter. You can show up for yourself. You can get results and drastic improvement. It's really crazy.
Really amazing improvement. And the last time I talked to him, he said, I can't remember the last time I lost a match. So, I mean, he couldn't be happier. Here's a cool one right here. I'm 75 and I plan on being better at 85. Let's go. All right.
Awesome.
That's why I've got this new this will consider a podcast, adults only tennis podcast, because I say, forget the juniors. The totally obsessed adults are the best people to work with you're ever going to find in your life. What do you think, Marisa?
I love working with adults. Honestly, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I went all in with my coaching in 2015, and I, from the get-go, was assigned to teach the adult beginners class. Totally obsessed, because I get to help these people believe in themselves when they're learning something at an age that was not like 10 or 5 or however old, and they just get to see how fun this is. And coming from somebody who's experienced a lot of coaches in my life that really didn't believe in my own abilities and my skill level, that's like my biggest push to help all the adult players know that they are so capable and they can do it. I really resonate with that. So.
Well, I'm going to ask Marisa a couple more questions, but before I ask her some questions, she has some questions for you, right? Because this is all about you. So Marisa, ask a couple of questions that you would like to see people chat, and as they come in, I will handpick them and ask you them.
Okay, perfect. I am very curious. This is kind of a broad one, so I think I really only need to ask one question, and you can pick from whoever has the best ones. But I'm curious, what limiting belief, if you were to pinpoint just one limiting belief, something you tell yourself over and over and over again, that gets in the way of you getting faster or working on those more mundane things like fitness and footwork, what would that limiting belief be? And I will help you debunk. Let's go.
Can I give you my limiting belief?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So I believe I can't get faster because I have a double herniated disc in my L4, L5. And so I'm kind of afraid to push the boundaries physically. And, I feel like I'm like a rattling car going down the highway that's just waiting to just burst all apart. So it like gets almost frightening to like really push and see what I have still in the tank. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
And
I'm really glad that you present that one, because I think a lot of people can resonate, whether it's a herniated disc or something with your knees or something with your ankles. Here's really, really fascinating things. We wonder why we get, these injuries when we're out doing physical activity like tennis. Now, we know tennis is a lot of side to side, but I bet, and I'm just curious, I'm just curious for you, Peter. Do you do any other exercise other than tennis? Like, do you do any strength training?
So, yeah, what I do, which actually feels great lately, like today, here's what I did. I got on the elliptical
Okay.
for 5 minutes. Then I did the Stairmaster for 5 minutes.
Love it.
Then I did a combination of stretching, sit-ups, and some strength work, like, chest and the pull downs and all that stuff.
Mhm.
In between 5 sets of 1 minute jump roping.
Nice.
That was my workout today. I'm kind of proud of that one.
That's really good. I love that. Do you do that kind of is that a routine that you do consistently, or what's your kind of weekly? How much strength training do you do throughout the week?
Yeah, I don't always do the jump rope, but I typically do like a little bit of cardio, and then I go around, do circuit train of strength and like stretching. And my body actually feels great right now. When my body really feels bad is when I run a lot of camps and I'm on the hard court, and my back just starts to feel like it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
But let's get to some members. All right. So first of all,
I was
Gordon
gonna
says,
answer your question.
"Oh, go ahead. I just don't want to hog everything."
Side question, because I had to get some reference. So, as we age and we kind of do certain things, obviously there are reasons why we get hurt, in any really areas in our legs. So we have overtraining could be one, and that could be where we're just not seeing the effect of how hard we're pushing our bodies. And that's when people can get injured, where they're just like, oh yeah, I think I can do that. That happens a lot on the tennis court too, when you think you can go get a ball and all of a sudden you hurt yourself because you're like, oh shoot, I was not ready for that. And we get kind of hurt with that type of overtraining. Other ways are just not enough strength training, meaning how many lunges with weights are you doing? How many squats are you doing? And I'm talking about a lot in the legs, because that's such a factor with, it is a non-negotiable really to strength train alongside your tennis, especially if you're over the age of 30, really. I'm 32. So it's definitely something that if you don't start now, you're just going to start feeling weaker and weaker. And then the third reason why we kind of get hurt or feel bad is because maybe it's the surface we're on. If you were jump roping on concrete, that would really hurt your knees or hurt your back even. So there's a lot of different reasons why we might feel like we're hurt. And then because we're scared, so I'm getting all the way back to your question, because we're a little bit nervous, you always just have to start where you are. And I suggest when people have kind of bigger injuries that they're scared about, that they should obviously talk to their doctor or PT, whoever they're working with that specific injury, so that they can give you some moves to help, but also just taking it easy. You have to start with the pattern, which I know I'm going to get to, and then you can build up from there. So I hope that helps.
I think what you just said does help, because there's this one guy who I follow. I haven't watched his videos in a while, but his name's Michael Chang, and he came out a long time ago. He's an Asian guy, and he came out a long time ago with this whole thing was they were one of the first viral fitness videos. It was about getting ripped, and it was all about getting ripped and hardcore. And then he came back several years later. He kind of disappeared, and they came back several years later and kind of saying, everything I was saying was kind of wrong. And he's like, that's a great way to kind of burn out, get injured. And then he talked about the idea of easy workouts, and see, I grew up, since I was a pretty high level junior, everything was 100% intensity. I think that did a lot of early damage to my body. And he talked about, doing a lot of stuff, just 50%, 60%, 70%, never really even having to go 100%. And that's kind of what I do in my workouts now. I go between 50 and 70%. My goal is to feel good after workout, not to kill myself. And that does seem to work for me. We do have a question about not sure. So maybe you could demo this or talk through it, but here's a good one. Not sure of proper on-court warm-up technique before a match. Can you walk us through some of that?
Yeah. I think that I actually do have a video on YouTube that's free. It's an 8-minute warm-up, and you can do it on the court or really anywhere. I did it outside the courts. But what I like to do when I'm warming up for a match is shadow swinging. I like to get my blood flowing a little bit with some jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, some jumping jacks, really simple stuff where you're just waking the body up and you're moving with the flow. You're trying to wake up the brain and the body because you're about to play a match, which is mental. So you have to kind of move in a way that's gonna, let me show you some stuff. I gotta move my chair. Hold on.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna put you in sole layout, so I'm gonna disappear.
Okay. So proper stuff that I like to do right before a match, okay? So the shadow swinging I was talking about, you know, can you get into the split steps, kind of start bouncing on your toes? Let me kind of move my camera down just a little so you can see my toes there. No, now you can't see my head. Hold up. Oh, there you go. Okay, this should work. Okay, so we're doing some nice split steps, really relaxed. We're kind of moving from side to side, so getting our hips into the groove. I like to do split step to shadow swings. You'll see that in a lot of my videos because it just really helps you get the flow going. And you can do this, moving into backhands, moving into volleys. You can really shadow swing anything and just really wake your body up. Jump rope is a great one too, even on court. So you can have either rotational trainers or a full jump rope or just kind of butt kickers, like to do butt kickers. Really good, that's proper. And then I always like to throw in a little bit of dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is different than holds. So that just means you're moving deep squats, right? Side to side lunges. Or we're getting down on the ground, hopefully you can see down here. And we're doing these twists right here, and we're moving, and we're just moving while we're stretching. So those are a few that you can do. Obviously have a lot of resources there, but that's a really good question. Oh, I can't hear you, Pete. Hopefully you guys can hear me. What happened? Hey guys, I think I'm still here by myself. I think he can pull up the questions though, hopefully. There he is.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
All right, I'm never going away again. There's something going on away. I did a virtual lesson with somebody, and every time I went away and came back, they couldn't hear me. So I'm not leaving the stage again. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, one thing. First of all, we have 83 people on. You guys are incredible. Okay, that's number one. Number two is one compliment I will give myself is that when I watch myself hit on video, one compliment I give myself is like, wow, my footwork is good. And I think that is one thing, and I'd like to get your opinion on this too. I like to tell people footwork is different than foot speed. Like, I'm definitely not as fast as I used to be. Like, you can try and blow me up and tell me, oh no, you are, Pete. Like, I'm not as fast as I used to be. But my footwork is still really, really good because I developed it from an early age. It's kind of become automated. And so I believe that even when I am 80, my footwork is still going to be good. My foot speed might not be good, but my footwork will be good. And when you have good footwork, you get to balls and you get out of the way of balls that make you make unforced errors. Thoughts on that?
I definitely agree. It all comes back to the patterns, which is like base level 1. Because you are a junior and you are learning all the footwork patterns, which I think it's kind of lame that coaches don't take the time to teach adult recreational players the footwork patterns because of lots of different reasons. That's why I do what I do. And I'm going to be that person for you. But I know that because you know the patterns, you're definitely going to always have good footwork, definitely in your 80s. Speed, little bit different. You can train speed and get faster by doing a lot more of the jump rope that you're doing. That's going to be so good. And just actually, I know you're good at footwork, but doing like speed and agility drills, because that's going to help you get faster too. So different than footwork patterns, but that's how you're going to get faster, doing those other things. Agreed.
You know what's also interesting? There's a guy, I saw a guy on a video, he's like in his 80s. And he talked about the key, so not only getting faster, guys, but maybe one of the keys to longevity. He says every day he runs for a certain amount of time at like as fast as he can go. And he credits that to his longevity. So, you know, I mean, people get there different ways, but I was like, hey, if the guy's 80, he thinks like you're seeing how fast he can run even at 80 for a certain amount of time is kind of interesting. And every now and then I will do sprints, but I do kind of like tell myself every now and then I need to do more sprints. Okay, here's one. Lisa Wheeler, first of all, another totally obsessed tennis player. She's come out to our camps several times and she's doing really well. Our team's always making the playoffs. So weightlifting, definitely good, but does it help adding power? Speed and strength go away when you get older. So talk about that.
Okay, really good question, Lisa. So weightlifting, you're right, definitely good. Does it really help with adding power? Definitely and indeed. Because when you think about where does power come from in our tennis strokes, it comes from the ground. We have to work our way from the ground up to build in the rotation. So imagine I'm gonna go hit a forehand and I have really weak legs. And so I don't really bend into it. I don't really get my legs into it because they're not very strong. Then I'm not going to be positioned well and I'm not going to have any torque. I'm not going to have any rotation. You have to get down and into the ground. So I am strength training a lot right now. I am hitting so much more powerfully. Nothing changed in my technique other than the fact that I am so strong in my upper body, my lower body, my core. And it's definitely adding power. So the second part of your thought was speed and I missed the question because you switched it. Was it speed and strength? Speed and strength go away?
Yeah, speed and strength. You know, do I get more powerful is what she was asking by weightlifting.
Yes. When you get older, yes, there are those signs of it just takes a lot longer to like have the muscle strength, which is why it's so crucial to continue to train it. If you trained it, even starting from where you are now, you will get better. If you just say speed and strength go away because I'm getting older, well, that's exactly what's going to happen. That is a thought that's kind of keeping you in that sense where you're at, and you're not going to be able to progress as much if you really believed, hey, it doesn't matter that I'm getting older. I'm in my prime. I'm doing this. And your prime can be 80. Like, who cares? We are going to move through that and kind of say, yeah, because I train the patterns, it's inevitable that I am going to get faster, that I'm going to get stronger. And that's just truth.
Yeah. I mean, one thing, just a couple things, is I'm doing a best year ever challenge. I'm going to give Dave a shout out here in a second, who I put his comment up there. Dave was just our member of the week with Dr. Tom Nordstrom, who's always on here, and he's on again today. They tied for best member of the week. Anyway, with doing footwork patterns, you make so many less unforced errors. Like in the challenge, I teach something called the matador, where it's creating space, right? Getting out of the way like a matador, where most club players, as soon as they see the ball come at them, they turn to the side, then they get caught, then it gets close and late, and then they make a mistake. So learning these footwork patterns will make you feel faster. Another thing that is maybe worded a little bit different than Marisa is wording things, but my thought is, if you look at the pro tour, every single pro, especially now that we can see them backstage and they post their workouts, they are all working on footwork. They know that having amazing footwork is a non-negotiable. They must have it, they must maintain it, or they will lose. With you guys, you have it's like a blue ocean. You guys ever hear of blue ocean? That means like no competition. Okay, so even if you don't believe you can get like as fast as you were when you were 20, but if you're on a doubles court and you're the only one out of 4 players working on their footwork all the time and getting better at it and making it become automated, how much do you think you're going to stick out like a sore thumb? How many more balls do you think you're going to get to versus the other 3 people on the court? Right? So it's one of the most important things, if not the most important thing to work on, because no one else is working on it. And it's so important to do. All right, I'm off my soapbox.
No, that's it. We're so passionate about the same things. And yes, like I love what you said. Like maybe you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to get as fast as I was when I was 20. Well, because you're not 20, but we can move up from where you're at, and you are going to stick out like a sore thumb because you're going to be getting everything back. And it really comes down to, you know, that speed. It can be coming from a lot of different things that you could be good at, like coordination and balance and timing and just all the other things I'm going to get to. But I know we got questions probably, but.
Yeah, we already got 85 people on, and I just want to read Dave's thing. It's not really a question. He says, so we're giving you a shout out. We're giving you like, keep it up, Dave. I've been doing chair sits, down slow, up fast shoulder, band work at home before going to the court. That's great. Like preparing before you go to the court. That's how you're going to keep from getting injured. Trying to get there early to play and do shadow swings before play. Like, okay, A+ right there. That's why he's doing so good. Yeah. Okay.
Let's do one more because I got moves to show you guys.
Oh, you got the moves. She's got the moves like Jagger. All right. Thoughts on so you say that.
Proprioception?
Yes.
I don't even know what that means.
My running coach promotes this. You stumped us.
You did. I'm not the best vocabulary. Should I Google it real fast? What is the definition?
If you want to. Why you're Googling it or not, I don't. Anyway, I got Marissa's link there because she does have a lot of, she's going to show us some moves, but she has a lot of stuff that she is not going to be able to show today that's in her course. So definitely, if you like this and you want some good routines, you can do that. Okay.
I'm trying to spell that word again.
Are you gonna actually look that up? It's neurology.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Here's the unconscious awareness of the body's position, movement, and spatial orientation. Got it. Okay. Can you pull back up the question real fast? Thank you.
Go ahead.
My running coach promotes this and very helpful to me before each point. Yes. My thoughts on that. There are so many, especially if you're haven't played as a kid and you haven't like learned, and you're learning this as an adult. Every player goes through this where they're just not aware of where they're at on the court. They're not aware of how they're moving. And that is why it is crucial to film your strokes, film yourself playing tennis, because that way you have your sample. That way you can be prepared and know what you're looking like. I know it's really scary. And I know a lot of people don't like to film themselves. That's why they don't, because they're afraid to look bad on camera, even if they're the only ones looking at it. The truth is, when you are not aware, you cannot fix it. So that unconscious like awareness, because we just really don't know what's going on, is really hindering you if you are off balance, if your split step isn't wide enough, you know, if you're moving to the ball like in a certain way that's potentially going to hurt your knees, right? So very crucial that you, I promote it too, along with your running coach. You have to do that. And also your coach, if you don't want to see yourself on video, ask your coach, how do my feet look, coach? How does my, balance look? Am I falling after each point? Because I feel like I'm stable, but maybe I'm falling.
Gordon likes to put himself on video too. In fact, Gordon and I have both seen each other with our shirts off on video. That's lovely. That's how. So Gordon is like one of the best members ever. First of all, Gordon, I put a new rule in. No one from now on can write a word that's more than 6 letters. You're embarrassing the host here with that long, complicated word. But this is a quick story. Gordon was like on the court, and Gordon's like the most he's like a James Bond character because he's like very like sophisticated, regal type guy, beautiful, excellent accent, right? But then he's like a rugged guy too. So he just finished out a workout, and he was talking to me. I have this thing called Video Ask where you can leave like little video messages. And so he's talking to me after a workout with his shirt off. and it looked like he just like went hunting for a bear or something. So then I decided I was going to answer his video ask with my shirt off.
That's very, very fun.
Gordon, I love you. All right, let's go. Let's get away from that. All right, let's leave everybody with a clean thought here, and then we're gonna have Marisa do some workout stuff, and then you guys are all gonna go by our program. Let me try again. You can be healthier tomorrow than you are today. Great inspiration. All right.
Really good.
Go ahead. Take it away.
Oh, sorry. Am I showing the moves now?
I think it's move time.
It's move time. Okay, moving the chair. Moving the chair, grabbing the racket. Okay, making sure you guys can see me. And I wrote down the moves so that I don't forget which ones I'm going to show you. All right, first one. So before I get into all the moves, there's one thing you need to know. There is 3 levels to each of these moves. And these moves are going to help you to build the speed no matter where you're at, no matter what level. Okay, the first level is the pattern and balance. So you might look at these first variations of the move and think like, that is so basic. Oh my goodness, like I can do more than that. And that's amazing. But you want to start with this first level as the base. Second step is we're going to add a little pep and speed to the move. And then the third level is more power and more range, bigger steps overall. So I'm going to start with a simple one that's going to help you get faster. Even if you have knee pain or something hurts right now, this is balance and coordination. This is the pattern, okay? So we're going to start with a march. We're going to get our racket in ready position so that we can practice that ready position. And we're going to get, feet can be hip width, okay? We're going to get here and we're just going to lift our knees up. And this can be slow, okay? We're practicing keeping our knees in line with our toes. A lot of people get hurt because maybe their knees cave in or even go out and they're not building that strength. They don't have that balance. So if this is where you're at, this is amazing that you can see that. We are in line always, and we're just lifting. We're flexing our toe a little bit, and we're getting up. And this looks really basic, but if that's where you're at, especially if you're injured or dealing with something, you can get faster from that, and you're rebuilding that strength. So the next progression to that is simple. We're just adding it a little bit faster. If you're like looking at that like, that is baby stuff, well, check this out. Faster, okay? We're just going faster, guys. That's it. This can get you faster from where you were before. And if that's so easy, then we kind of add it to that next level, which is like more of a high knees. We're just adding that power, that range. We're really kind of lifting up our feet, okay? We're going with a little hop, okay? So we're just doing those 3 progressions, and you can decide from where yourself, like where are you at? Are you at level 1, where you're just trying to stay balanced? Are you level 2, where you're adding a little pace to it? You level 3, where you're starting to add the hops. So that's move number 1. Should I pause for questions in between or just go through all the 5 moves, Pete?
Keep going.
Oh, I'm going. Okay, so the next one that we have are kind of like wide stance calf raises. As you know, with the split step, your feet's got to be wider than your shoulders. So we're just going to widen our stance. Hopefully you can see my feet here. And we're just going to lift, okay? Lifting. This should not hurt your knees. This should not really hurt anything unless you're dealing with some type of calf strain. They're just heel raises, calf raises, okay? So we're practicing our ready position, that beach ball arms and racket head up, and we're just lifting. That is like base level 1 to try to get the split step in action. If that's feeling really good, you can add a tiny little hop. Not lifting the toes off the ground, so I'll show you from the side. Can you see my feet? We're just getting a little jolt out of it, okay? We're lifting, but we're not leaving the ground. We're just getting a little bit more out of it. And then of course that third step is like, let's get the toes off the ground too. So you can see how going from this looking at my toes, is really close to going to getting a little bit more into it. And then eventually lifting, getting the toes off the ground. So very basic, it's the same move, but you're progressing through it. The third move, very simple. And I do have this in my SkipFit program. Okay, we are, hopefully you can see these cones. Tell me, Pete, can you interrupt me if you guys can't see my feet, please? Thank you.
We see your feet.
Okay, so we have cones here, and I placed them in a little triangle. Can you see that triangle? You can see that one. Okay, first step with cone drills, because these are speed and agility things, they're gonna get you faster. It's so basic, you guys just walk the pattern. Remember what I said about patterns? That's step one. So we have to walk, and it can be a fast walk, okay? So I'm sidestepping, I'm going in this way, I'm going in that way, watching my tree, and I'm moving to the side, okay? Now, next level, you could probably guess, we're gonna add a little pep to the step. We're not like really picking up our feet. Oh my gosh, it's the tree, you guys, it's not me. I promise I'm good at these footworks, okay? We're just adding a little bit more pace. And I'm not really going around the orange because I don't want to hit the tree, but I think you guys can see. Third level, you got it. So we're going and we're getting a lot more shuffling, okay? We're just moving around the triangles. You probably want to have it a little bit wider than what I had, but that was just for showing you guys and seeing my feet so that I wouldn't fall into the tree there. Okay, this one's a really good one. Okay.
Can I stop you for 1 second?
Yes.
Okay, so she's in Chile right now, but as you're doing this, you remind me of one of my favorite totally obsessed tennis players. Her name's Ruth, and she's a little dynamo. She's 62 years old. She just this summer won a tournament with 64 other ladies at Rafa Nadal's Academy in Mallorca. And
That's amazing.
I'm telling you, first of all, without a doubt, within the last 2 years, she's gotten faster. And she does so many, it's watching this stuff and then going, well, I don't know, like, do I really need to do that? Versus just doing it without questioning it, okay?
Yeah.
Because Ruth, every single lesson I give her, she shows up 30 minutes early and does a lot of stuff that you're showing me. And she is fitter than most people who are 30 years old, and she is getting faster. So continue on.
I love that. Also, if you are struggling with that limiting belief of like, oh, well, I'm not like gonna be getting faster because of XYZ, I hope these moves are kind of helping you realize what's possible so that you can see every step counts for something and it's not too late. You got this. More importantly, you want to kind of ask your why if you're struggling to want to do these things. Do you really want to work out sometimes? No, not a lot, but you kind of have to bring it back to why do you want to do this? I think a lot of adult rec players have a bigger why than just getting fast. It's staying injury free. You know, like if I do these things, then I'm not going to hurt myself on the tennis court and I'm going to feel better. I'm just going to feel more powerful. And I really crave that feeling. So had to throw that in there. Okay, I got two more moves.
One more thing before you show the moves, because that's huge. There's a great quote by Tom Brady where, you know, so many people are like looking for inspiration, looking for motivation. And he's like, you don't always feel inspired to do something. And then he goes, just freaking do it anyway, right? Because if you're always just waiting around to be inspired, to be motivated, you know, you just keep telling yourself, oh, well, next week, maybe I'll feel like it next week.
Yeah.
Then it's the next month.
Newsflash, you're never going to feel like it.
Yeah, right. Just to build the habit. Okay, continue on. You're doing great.
Okay, two more moves. So this one's really good because we're tennis players and we move side to side, but it's a lateral side step. You don't necessarily need to rack it unless you want it, but you're going to stand on one leg, lift up the opposite knee and the same side arm, and then you're going to step to the side and arm up. This lateral side step helps you to get your balance. And you can probably tell where I'm going with this because this does count for a lot of balance and coordination. Add a little pep in the step. Ooh, I got a little hop there. That's good. And I'm adding a little pace. And then the third level. Maybe you're getting all the way to the skier where you're pushing off from side to side. And it doesn't, careful here, it doesn't and shouldn't hurt your knees if your knees stay in line with your toe. Look at my knees here, balance, push, balance. If I were to push off and my knee was inward or it buckled, for sure that's not gonna be serving me, it's gonna be making me injured or hurt. So you have to really look at yourself in the mirror maybe. Are your knees in line with your toes? If so, you are balanced and you are coordinated. Good job. And if not, take it to the side step. Never fear for going back a level. Can you stay in line, right? Can this stay so that you can continue to play tennis and do the things you love? All right, last one is less about speed and more about footwork patterns. You see this a lot where level 1 is the pattern. If you don't know the pattern, then it's going to be really hard to replicate that on the tennis court with the ball flying at your face. So you have to think, what comes after the split step? Well, I have to turn my body. Boom. All right. So you can start from split step and then stepping into position. Seeing and feeling how you have to push off the front leg to return back to split step and ready position, right? So stepping into position, really anchoring into that front leg, keep making sure my toe and my knee is in line, right? And then we can add the swing. So we step, we swing, we push back. I actually just posted a reel about this today. This is like easy stuff at home. So you step and you swing and you're back. And then we start to add the little hop, step, swing, push back, and we hop, step, swing, push back, and we. So those are basically the 3 levels, and I hope that makes a lot of sense to know that you can start wherever you're at, whether you're at level 1 and you're just working on the coordination and the balance, because guess what? If you don't have that, you can't get fast, right? And then level 2, whether you're adding that pep in your step and you can take it to that little level. One note I want to say, if anything hurts, anything at all, that is your sign. Do not do that move. There's variations and there's different things that you can do, but the base level shouldn't hurt unless you have a very, very serious injury that you probably are talking with a doctor or a PT about. And if that's the case, they will tell you what's recommended, what you can and cannot do that's going to serve you best while you recover from your injury. So just make sure that if something hurts and you're wincing, do not push through it. I beg of you. This is not you trying to prove yourself like, I can fight through, I can do this. Like, you can do this, but you want to be smart about it. You have to take the step back, make sure you're healing, make sure you're recovered, and then progress from level 1.
That was awesome. That was a great presentation. Now I have put in the link to your SkipFit program. I'll also put it in the comments after this is done, so people are watching the replay. But tell me more about what's in this program.
For sure. So these are follow along workout videos. So I'm right there with you. A lot of people like feeling like I'm in the room with them, kind of walking them through the moves. And it's 28 days. It's 28 days to guaranteed, you will get faster if you follow along the plan, if you do the 28 days, no matter what level you're at. The workout videos range from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. They are not just footwork and jump roping all the time. They're actually a combination of body weight exercises so that you're getting stronger, right? Because strength, as mentioned, was such a key part of this, that you're getting more balanced and that you're able to have that coordination. And you're stronger in not just your lower body, but your upper body and your core. There's a recovery days involved. Those are the 10-minute ones. But honestly, they are game changing. I speak because I know. When I was postpartum with my son and I took a break from tennis for 2 years because of all of his medical stuff, long story, but if you don't know me, now you know, medical mom here. So after that break, I felt so awful on the court. I wanted to get back into tennis, but I hated the way I felt. I felt slow, sluggish, out of sync with my swings. I could not get into it. So I decided, hey, I'll do my own program. Why don't I? I did it at home, and in 28 days, I swear I felt faster than I did when I was in college tennis. And it's phenomenal for the speed training. It's phenomenal for making you feel like you can do it. You're confident. If anything in the program is too advanced, you know what I just taught you, because I wrote down my little moves here. You know that I mentioned take it a step back. Maybe don't leap as far. Find your balance first. And it is centered around jump roping because jump roping really activates the speed. But if you feel like, hey, I can't jump rope because my knees hurt, or I can't jump rope because XYZ, there are modifications. Do every move that I'm showing you, but do a step out instead, right? Do every step up from there. Maybe do an actual jumping jack. There are modifications. Where there's a will, there's a way. I've said it before. And I want you to think about how freaking amazing you're going to feel at the end of this 28 days. You will see and feel. A lot of people comment within the first week. They're like, wow, I already feel better. I already feel more confident. That's where you can be. It just is a matter of pressing play. And yeah, I'm obsessed with the program I created. Do you have any questions about it?
Well, I have a comment. So Marissa's been involved with us with TennisCon for several years, and she's made a lot of these follow-along workout programs for TennisCon. And I always get excited to see them because I do follow along with them. I wish I stuck with it more, but I will say for probably like a month or so during and after TennisCon, you are one of the videos that I come back to and watch, and I will actually work out with it. So
love it.
I have personally worked out along Marissa's workouts, and they're very good, and you feel very good about yourself after doing it because you're going to be sweating, but you're gonna kind of feel fresh, and it would be, I think, great to do that and then go to the court, whether you're going to practice or play a match, because you'll kind of feel like, okay, now I'm ready to hit some balls. A question from Joyce, who is awesome. We actually talked on the phone yesterday, Joyce. Can we keep these videos after 28 days?
Yep, you have lifetime access. It's never going away. I have it run through a school community. So it's all adult recreational players. There's over 500 people in that community, and I'm there engaging with you guys. I love when you guys make your posts, and I always screenshot them and share them because I love seeing all your successes. And it's a fun, great community that you have lifetime access to. So You got it.
Cool. All right, awesome. And is it a monthly thing? Is it a one-time thing? What's the cost and how does it work? Huh?
Yep, it's one time. It's $97, and you have it for life. And some people actually, it's so funny. They message me, "Am I on a subscription?" I'm like, no, because I give a lot of value. I give a lot of bonus videos. You'll get in there and you'll see a new and improved 7-day footwork challenge, and you'll see so many different videos, not just the SkipFit, but so many different videos that you can just watch and build your way up to. And if any of the moves are giving you trouble, or you want to try to not do the full 28 days in a row, but you want to try to modify, I even have an AI chat that you can say, hey, I'm struggling with my knee hurts. Can you give me a modification for this move? Or you can literally ask it anything. It's like a coach in your pocket. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, very cool. That sounds awesome. All right. Yeah. Well, this was great. At one point, I think we had 90 people on, and I always enjoy talking to you, watching your workouts, and doing them with you. And I think people had a great time today. So
Awesome. I'm
Anything else?
excited that I hope that I helped somebody that was feeling like there was no way to progress, and that hopefully now by the end of this live chat, you're like, I know I can do that. Come on. I hope that made you feel like you're capable, because you are.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so there's one person who's here, Rachel, who I give lessons to. And she's like, she's 62. Yes, Ruth is 62. And she looks, especially when you see her from far away, because she's just like a little peanut, and she's always like bouncing around, you would think, oh, and she's got beautiful strokes. Ruth, I'm just blowing your head up so much right now. You would think, oh, is he working with a junior? Like, she looks very junior-like because she's small, but she's got like the footwork and the technique. But yes, she's 62, Rachel. So, hey, next week's going to be warm, Rachel. We got to get on the court again, okay? Give me a text. All right. Anything else?
Unless anyone has any burning questions, I've said it all. Well, not all. I have so many things that I love to talk about, but.
All right. Well, cool. Well, we'll have you back for the rest at some point.
Awesome.
All right. Take care. Great job, Marisa. You guys take care. You got the link. Also, if you're on my email list, you got the link in the email list. So definitely support the program and give it a good try. I think you owe it to Marisa and you owe it to yourself. Have a good night.
Bye.